Hi, so I'm Kendria Mays, and I did this is my concept map. Okay, so I started off with the fluid mosaic model, um, and from there I went to the plasma membrane. From the plasma membrane, um, I'm gonna use my notes to help me. So from the plasma membrane, Um, I chose passive transport, hypertonic solution, hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, ion channels, osmosis, selective permeable vesicles, and membrane proteins. Um, okay, let me make sure. So yeah, so I chose the. See, okay, so I chose the passive transport. Um, yeah. I chose passive transport because it's diffusion of substances across the membrane. And I chose hypertonic because it's more than the salt concentration. I chose hypertonic because it's less lower salt concentration in the membrane, and isotonic because it's the same. I chose osmosis because it's the net movement of water across the selective permeable membrane, and I chose selective permeable um, because the cell has some control over what comes across it, and I then chose ion channels because it's moving across the membrane, and gated ion channels as well, and vesicles because it moves through the cell in the plasma membrane, and phospholipid bilayer because it's in the membrane, and membrane proteins. So from there, I went to membrane proteins, and I just listed all the membrane proteins. So like the receptor, transporter, enzyme, um, oops, lipid link, peripheral protein attached. I just did all the membrane proteins. And from the protein attached membrane protein, I chose glycoprotein. And for the lipid linked membrane proteins, I went to glycolipid. So from phospholipid bilayer, which again is part of the plasma membrane, um, sorry. From phospholipid bilayer, I chose phospholipid head, phospholipid tail, electron chemical gradient, and saturated fatty acids. And okay, so there. That's what I chose for under phospholipid bilayer. So from the sandwich model, because it talks about um, permeability in the phospholipid bilayer. That's why I chose the sandwich model on here. The phospholipid bilayer has a phospholipid head and tail, and it does go through electrochemical gradient, and it has saturated fatty acids and unsaturated. And from there, um, from phospholipid head and tail, I chose detergent molecules and antipathic because they said they had a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail. And for electrochemical gradient, I put membrane channels because um, it has ions through the membrane channels to the electrochemical gradient. Um, see if that's it. Sorry. Oh, for the gated ion channel, I put simple diffusion and active transport because they use simple diffusion and active transport both use gated ion channels. So I decided to put it there. But I feel like the simple diffusion can also be with osmosis. So it's either or. I just wasn't sure. So I'll just show you it again so you can see. Okay, thank you.